XXL's infamous freshman cover is still a ways off, but I thought I would put together an early list for who I think will actually be on the cover. Not who I'd want to be on the cover necessarily, although there are a few names that I do want to be on the cover, and after making this cover, I thought to myself, why not put together or throw together a list in my mind that would be who I want to see on the cover, regardless of all the politics that go into it and stuff like that. So, without further ado, here's what I believe the 2018 XXL Freshman cover will actually be as of right now. I think he is one of the most undebatable artists for the list considering how far he has come over just the past year. Now, he's been in the studio with big name producers and artists off of just the strength of his uniqueness and his hard work. I mean, when you get a stamp like Timbaland's, that says a lot. But when he chooses to work with you, that really shows how much of the creative ability you have for just an art. He has shown he can individually prosper and pretty much destroy any beat that he touches. As far as what the XXL looks for when it seeks out the next and upcoming artist, Ski Mask pretty much has all of it. He has strong mixtapes, several popular songs, great charisma with other artists and producers, and he's almost as unique as it gets when it comes to rappers. He has a bright future, and if he continues to innovate his sound further, it will be incredible because the difference from his earlier tracks and projects, such as Drowned Designer to now, it really shows how versatile he can be and how much further he can improve. Without a doubt, The Never Story was one of my most played projects of 2017. His flow oddly takes shape into beats and it just rips it apart every single time. Adding to that his storytelling, which is very entertaining to listen to. He kind of adds in some sarcasm sometimes, which you'll catch every couple of lines even after you listen to the project 100 times. There is also something that you hear that you didn't hear before, and sometimes they'll just give you a laugh or an eyebrow raise or something like that. He has wonderful charisma, especially with his Spillage Village collective. And by the way, if you haven't given their project from 2016 a listen, you should. There are definitely a few gems on there. I mean, the man along with Earth Gang are a part of Dreamville, and that kind of signifies some sort of upper level artistic approach if you have J. Cole's feedback and appraisal behind you. All in all, he destroyed 2017 with a project and a couple of amazing features, one of which was the remix that Saba and him did on Foster the People's Pay the Man. You should definitely give it a listen. Saba and JID both killed it, which shows the further depth to how versatile he can go into tracks. He has been teasing some new music on his Instagram, so I cannot wait for what he has to offer to us in 2018, and is definitely fit for a spot on the freshman cover. I mean, what can I say about Kevin or Ian that will do any justice to his art? Everyone knows the brilliance behind his story and Brockhampton's, and the further brilliance behind their music. He's melodic, yet he can destroy the same beat with rapping. He helped put together some of the strongest music of 2017 with not one project, not two, but three, and each time delivering something special. Really, there are no more words that I can use and try to describe as to why he should make the list, but if XXL does not at least ask him to agree to be on the cover, then there's definitely some words as to why they did not. Now, I do not know if he will take it, but he should make it hands down. Trippi Redd took 2017 by storm, totaling with some of the largest underground bangers that started to spread into the mainstream over his dedication to release consistent music the entire year. Another unique artist that just kept working and working regardless of what people said about him. From the Love Scars trilogy songs to Romeo Juliet, Dark Knight Dummo, and TR666, he paved his own path, but he keeps releasing strong music one after another. Now, if he's working with strong artists such as Travis, Sway Lee, and Drake, it only adds to the potential that he has for 2018 to blow what he did in 2017 away. He is one of the most determined artists that contains a high standard for consistency on each release. Okay, I mean, I guess it's only fitting considering how popular he grew in 2017. If you look at the artist by the numbers, he's doing some of the most, if not the most, on this list. His shows are huge, his fans really don't give a fuck about the lyrics, they just enjoy going crazy to his music. I think it's undeniable to say he'll make the cover of the 2018 freshman cover, so really there's no more words to say about Lil Pump. Someone who also destroyed 2017 along with Pump, I think Smoke PURP is more consistent than Pump is, if that's worth anything, but I do like PURP. I can listen to PURP more than I can listen to Pump, and he also showed us that he still has hits even after the release of his debut project. He puts in a lot of work, which once again is one of the most important things, if not the most important thing to show XXL. And he seems to be able to carry his success past just a single project. I'm sure we will be seeing a lot of PURP in 2018, and I think the cover is just one of those avenues. Brian has been determined even before being a musical artist in the spotlight, which is how he ended up becoming an artist that millions of people enjoy. By dropping Dat Stick and an obvious play on the current rap scene, yet still delivering a really enjoyable song. He didn't stop there, and release after release, he made everyone excited for his debut project that is coming in February. He is different, and he takes his music way more serious than he did when he first started, and it really shows. He has released some very interesting music, so I'm excited for what we can hear on his debut project, Amen. I think if we saw Ugly God make 2017's list, I'd be kind of upset to see Brian not make the cover, or at least be offered the spot for the cover. He quickly became a favorite artist for many teenagers with the release of several large hits, especially after the music video for Betrayed with the release of The Help of Cole Bennett. He may not be everyone's cup of tea, but no artist really is. And he is another undeniable spot for the cover considering how large his fan base has become. And he releases consistent music, not just riding off of Betrayed. Although nothing has seen the success of Betrayed, his fans I'm sure still really enjoy the other songs, and 2018 will probably be the year that we get a full-length release from Zan to see his range and depth of an artist. Another artist who took the later half of the year by storm with the help once again from Cole Bennett. Lil Skies just released Life of a Dark Rose, and 2018 I'm sure is in store for more from the artist. Red Roses, his song, soared from his popularity, and it did put new fans onto his sound, which is clean and melodic. He releases music consistently. I'm not much of a fan of his sound, but you cannot deny that he puts in a lot of work. I mean, if you listen from the music that he was putting out over 2 years ago, and you compare it to right now, the hard work really shows and it really has paid off. A young artist that really put in the time and effort to grow. After the success of Rubbing Off the Paint, he released more and more quality tracks, and he started to build up his discography and his fan base. His skills are obviously very strong. He flows with some sort of fluid over every single beat, and he's always consistent. He knows the standard as to what he needs to one up on his last release, as do many of these artists, but I do think Namir will deliver versatile songs considering his dedication after the success of Rubbing Off the Paint. Now, if Bail Out is a sign of what's to come in 2018 from Namir, we are definitely in for some more treats. Now, there were a couple of other people that I thought would either turn the cover down or XXL would give them the cold shoulder, such as Cardi B, NBA Youngboy, and Joyner Lucas. I mean, we've seen it in the past with Rich the Kid and Famous Dex, among probably a couple other ones that I can't really come up with on the top of my head. But these were just my predictions for who I think will actually be the cover for 2018. But I thought, like I said in the beginning of the video, I would add in my own thoughts for a cover of if I was in charge of handling the 2018 freshman cover as of right now. So let's get right into that. Yeah, definitely gonna keep JID on the list for this one. I mean, everything I said about him before stays true. He's really just one of the strongest artists, like versatility wise. He puts up a strong discography from just one project. He's, like I said, versatile, and he's got J. Cole backing him with the label, so that's pretty much that for JID. Now this one is also a no doubter. I mean, Ian or Kevin, whatever you want to call him, he is just a brilliant musician. He's put together a great collective, some of the best music, and everything he's directing for Brockhampton, music video wise and all that stuff, he's absolutely brilliant. Everything he makes, everything he touches is sick. It's always different. It's always better than the last thing. So definitely gonna keep it on the personal cover for myself. Yep, another one, Ski Mask. He's, like I said, unique. His flow is incredible. He definitely has bangers. He has a great discography, and once he starts to work with some other people outside of his usual circle, I think you'll get some really interesting music coming from him and some pretty more experimental music, hopefully. So definitely a no-brainer for Ski Mask. Trippi Redd's probably the last artist that I would carry over to my personal list or cover. He's incredible. I started enjoying him after Love Scars 2 came out. That was just as incredible. Rack City, Love Scars 2 is a great song. So is Love Scars 1, Romeo and Juliet, all of the other stuff. He's just incredible. He's melodic. He can rap. I mean, you hear him rap over some boom bap beats. He's really great, and I think he's someone to look forward to in 2018. I think he can actually blow the stuff he did in 2017 away and do even better than that, but you never know. Hopefully he makes the cover, and hopefully I'm right. Now, I know he released his debut album already, Black Swan, but there have been a couple of artists in the past that have released an album and still made the cover, such as Kid a couple of years ago. Sort of kind of Schoolboy Q, considering that Habits and Contradictions was being sold for a week and then re-released free as a mixtape. So given that, I think he still has the possibility to make it. Also, it's kind of still changing for XXL. Nonetheless, Cimino has an incredible voice. He's so eccentric. Everything he makes, all of his songwriting it's great. And he has a great, wonderful vibe to it. All of his songs, they kind of ease into the next one. I think Black Swan is an incredible project. If you haven't listened to it, definitely give it a listen. He kind of always has been releasing incredibly high quality music since he started putting out stuff to the public, and I think because of that, he should definitely get a spot on a cover, or my cover nonetheless. After 2 strong projects and a couple of singles since his last release, which was Red Teenage Melody, 2018 is looking really, really bright for Lavelle. I think he has one of the most underrated diehard fan bases, for that matter, oddly, and really seems to push his sound further and further with each record. I have been putting a lot of people onto him, especially his newest single, which is Jamie's Sin. Definitely give it a listen, because I love the lo-fi vibe that it has, yet it's still a banger at the same time. It's an incredible record, and I can't wait to see what he has for his next project, which is hopefully coming pretty soon. He is also one of the few artists that holds some sort of mystique towards his image or himself, which you really don't get nowadays, and I think given that, along with the standard and the quality that releases his music, he should definitely make a spot on the XXL cover. A lot of people have been rooting for Kirk to make the cover of the past couple of years, especially me, but I think now he's really starting to take shape into his individual artist. I still listen to Late Night Special almost daily, if not weekly, a couple times, and Kirk is becoming one of the best producers of this era if he's not already, and I really stand by that. Compared to all the other people that, the mainstream producers that pretty much release the same beat over and over again, his production skills have been really showing off, where he can be versatile, like releasing Plain Jane and Devastated, but then you listen to Nick at Night that he released last year with Nick Caution, and all the production is absolutely incredible from anywhere he goes. He's not only versatile when it comes to production, but also with vocals, and I think because of that, it kind of sets him apart from most up-and-coming artists. Niro put in a ton of work in 2017 with an EP and several large songs that kind of garnered a lot of success after just keep releasing the songs. He released them with music videos on his YouTube channel, so there's a couple of those that you should go check out. There's a couple of cool ones that he has released, and for the past couple of years he's been grinding. I first heard about him when he released Bow Down with Denzel, and then they went on tour together in, I think it was 2014. He put the drugs behind him, I think it was in 2016, and it really showed because he had a change in mindset and determination, and then every song that you hear from him just was a new type of flow and new type of sound. So he's always staying fresh to me, and he comes with a lot of really great songs. So from being a barber, which he is also, as well as an artist, he can do a lot, and I'm sure he'll be making a huge name for himself in 2018. The man behind the hook for Crew, the man that was singing with his group for Atlanta's trailer of their new season, to having an incredible solo project that dropped in 2017. His voice is absolutely incredible, and he always delivers a fresh vibe when you listen to both the music that he has with his group, which is Sonder, and his solo music. His solo project that he put out in 2017, which was called Sonder Son, it was one of my favorite projects of the year, and I really cannot hear what he has to offer with Sonder in 2018. Probably more music on Atlanta. I think that would be really cool to see. And if you're one of those people that enjoyed him on the hook of Crew, I think if you haven't given his solo music or the music that he has with Sonder a listen, you should really do it, because some of it is absolutely incredible. It's a great vibe, and he is just a great singer, hands down. The man behind countless amounts of hits and flows that you probably didn't even know that he innovated. The man is an absolute working machine. He pretty much anything he touches is a banger, hands down. And everything that he did on Cozy Tapes Volume 2 was great, in my opinion. Kind of wish he was on it a little bit more, but that just gives you like a glimpse or a little bit taste as to how versatile his flows and his hooks can go. Part of me would think that he would deny a spot on the cover if he was ever offered one. Probably not. I mean, it is exposure, but you know, he is still a workhorse, and he's always coming up with fresh sounding material. And I mean, it's not always for his releases. Like I said, he makes hits. He makes hits for other people that you don't even know that. But he is just, like I said, a working machine, and definitely one of the things that you look for when you look for a spot on the XXL cover. Alright, that pretty much sums it up. Let me know what you guys think of my personal cover, and if you were to choose a cover of your own, despite all the politics, who would you put on it?